This is one of the worst cases I've ever seen.
It's not home sweet home anymore.
We've seen trashed houses, but this takes it to a whole new level.
They have vandalised my house, my property as it is, everywhere, inside and outside.
Every surface of this Bentley rental is covered with graffiti. We can't show you all of it, but the messages are filthy and directed at owner Daniel Twang.
Daniel, this is just disgusting. They've graffitied not only the walls, the floor, they've ruined your entire kitchen.
And it gets worse. Holes in the walls and ceiling, cabinets and drawers smashed.
Here's where it's particularly disgusting.
Yes.
They've not only damaged your whole house, but they've blocked up all of your toilets and
yes,
drains.
And the drains.
What sort of a person would fill every drainage area with dirt, pebbles and rocks? The toilet, the shower, the basins, completely destroying the home's plumbing.
Oh, the ferals. There's rats.
This is running into tens of thousands of dollars of repairs, possibly even more.
WA President Hayden Groves has been in the property game for almost 20 years and says he's never seen anything quite like this.
Nothing as malicious as this. This is deliberate and precise.
With Perth's rental vacancy rate sitting abnormally high, Hayden says it's getting harder and harder to find good quality tenants.
Good tenants will shop around and find the very best property that meets their needs for the best price.
Despite having a property manager, Daniel was desperate to rent out his home and found the tenants himself. But no sooner than they moved in, he says things turned ugly.
He didn't pay me rent. He didn't ring me up or text me to inform me what's the situation.
To make matters worse, for landlords like Daniel, the only way to get rid of a bad tenant is through the courts, and that can be a minefield. In February, the court granted Daniel the right to have his tenants evicted. You'd think that'd be the end of it, but nope, they were back in court in April, only to have the previous order set aside. Then later that month, Daniel's case was adjourned. All up, 3 months of confusion and desperation. All Daniel could do was wait.
For landlords that are going through the court system without the assistance of a property manager, very, very frustrating because there's so many small little nuances within the Residential Tenancies Act.
As a result of changes to the Residential Tenancy Act, Hayden says courts tend to work more in favour of tenants.
You would expect that landlords should be given preferential treatment with the courts when those sorts of things occur. Unfortunately, that can sometimes not be the case.
And with the courts under a great deal of pressure, when things go wrong, Hayden says you could be waiting a long time to get bad tenants evicted.
It can take 3 to 4 months before you can effectively remove that tenant from the property for no rent having been paid during that time.
In May, Daniel's tenants were finally evicted, but at what cost?
Probably thousands.
Can you afford it?
Not really. Because I'm unemployed.
While Daniel does have landlord insurance, it's likely he'll still be out of pocket, with a clean-up you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy.
And I have to carry on, because this is my greatest asset.
When it comes to tenancy disputes, police often won't intervene in what's said to be a civil matter. As far as Daniel's concerned, this is criminal vandalism and needs to be stopped.
They could have just stay in somebody's house and do the same thing and cause the same damage.
Hayden suggests always paying a property manager. They can't stop a bad tenant, but they can help reduce your risk.
For the fee that you pay a professional REWA agent to look after your property asset and the transfer of risk that gives you is definitely worth the very small amount of fee that you have to pay the agent.